Hello everyone, and welcome to Session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson, and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Michelle Odom. I'm one of the co-hosts of the circle, and I'm located in Brooklyn, New York. I invite you to learn more about the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle at our main page on Google Plus or on our Facebook group page. Or by visiting YouTube, where all of our videos are housed, and there are a lot of them. And this session runs through June 16th, so we are coming on down the road. This session, we are reading Harriet A. Washington's Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. And tonight we are on Chapter 14, The Machine Age, African American Martyrs to Surgical Technology. And actually, Randie Henderson is going to be moderating tonight, but she won't be here until about 7. Tell us who you are.
My name is Joel. I'm calling from, hailing you from Charleston, South Carolina. Yes, the infamous North Charleston, South Carolina.
Thank you. And Edwina?
My name is Edwina, and I'm telling you from Utah, the infamous red state of the Mormons and the Navajo Indians.
And you're looking rather cute tonight. And Georgette?
I'm Georgette Moses, and I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, and Kim?
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm calling from New York.
Walker, and I'm joining from Connecticut. Welcome.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Randie. I'm supposed to be moderating tonight, but I hope that everybody is enjoying the questions so far. But my name is Randie, and I'm watching from Atlanta.
Chapter 14, The Machine Age, African American Martyrs to Surgical Technology, tells the story of medical experimentation with artificial hearts, artificial blood, and other surgical instruments, and how African Americans tend not to benefit from this research for which their bodies have been used and abused, often without their knowledge or consent, to the same extent as do white Americans. This chapter focused on the lives of patients at the mercy of a biocorps, doctors and scientists like William Osler Abbott, Hans Zinser, George Gay, and Harry Bailey. The central theme of this chapter was that these corporations, scientists, and doctors alike sought out the use of Black bodies for their experiments, when, if successful, would not benefit Black Americans or be affordable to them. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching aspect of this chapter is that many of the experiments were, of course, unsuccessful. patients at the mercy of a biocore never survived longer than 2 years, and other black people used by William Osler Abbott, Hans Genzer, George Gay, and Harry Bailey rarely, if ever, received informed consent. These African Americans were also thought of as animals and were coerced by dreams of profit, life, and sleep to engage in dangerous and fatal experiments.
In 1935, University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine gastroenterologist William Osler Abbott was developing a way to rapidly intubate the human intestine by inserting a tube from mouth to rectum that would enable doctors to treat intestinal disorder more efficiently. Testing the device entailed getting men to swallow 12 of rubber tubing and then submit to radiation scans to track the intubation. Jobless white men turned their noses up after the work and paltry pay, but through his black janitor, Harry, Abbott found 4 black men who would submit for 50 cents an hour, possibly because he failed to explain how dangerous the repeated radiation exposures were. Abbott consistently refers to his subject pool as my animals, as when he cackled during a postprandial speech of Philadelphia's Chiraka Club of physicians with an interest in literature. I'm sure my animals had a larger intake of corn, liquor, pork chop, chewing tobacco than white cats in the medical school, but at least they were human. The question is, why do you think the jobless white men reacted in disgust to the experiment, but not the black men? Do you think the jobless white men would have participated in the experiment had they asked for money and got it? So this one I asked Michelle and Joelle, so Michelle or Joelle can go first. Well, Michelle, you first. So since your name is first.
Why did the jobless white men react in disgust, but not the black men? Well, it was a disgusting idea. I saw some pictures and working on the video of what an intubation looks like. And, you know, it doesn't look like anything you want to go through if you don't have to. And this was, you know, at the experimental stage of events. So, you know, so I'm sure it was a very painful procedure. And, you know, what's interesting is this was Depression. You know, this was the Depression era, 1935. And so, you know, I'm tempted to say, oh, you know, white men had more options than black men. And you know, and I'm sure that's true even in the Depression, just as we have seen in the Depression that we've recently been through. Nevertheless, it was still the Depression. And so that says something to me about, you know, how painful this task was. The black men, you know, black people don't experience pain the same way white folks do. So no, actually the truth is we do experience pain. But I think that the black men had fewer options, especially in the Depression, for economic survival. And, you know, they were willing to do whatever they had to do to try to put food on the table, you know, even at the risk of pain and even at the risk of their own lives. So, you know, I'm sure they were equally disgusted at the prospect, but had fewer options. Would the white men have done it more readily if they had been able to get more money? You know, maybe a few, but I don't think they would have been flocking to it. This not only was it painful, then you had to go through the radiation on top of that. It was a very dangerous, it was a dangerous thing. So. Joel?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think?
Well, it depends upon, I think everybody have their own price when it comes to anything like that, and depends upon how bad you gotta feed your family or something. So, if they get the poorest of white people to do it, they may have done the same thing. I mean, if you asked them that same question in 1929 during the crash, probably a lot of them would have did it for 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just all depends upon.
They might have had some bread lines and whatnot going by 35, huh?
That's right. So it's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Another man's tragedy is another man's treasure.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else on question 5?
I just want to add, I think the white guys were, the white men, they suspected something was wrong with this experiment. And just being, I think that they weren't even actually, not even based on their class, even if they're just low class white people. I think they suspected that this was something wrong. This is something wrong, putting the tubulation, down someone's throat, and I don't know. This is 1935. This is a high point of in society when during the reign of the Ku Klux Klan, and I kind of think they had it, they knew not to volunteer, no matter what was offered, no matter how much money you offered them. They knew something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my assumption.
Okay. Anybody else?
Well, I have to wonder what it was that the janitor said to these black men to make them go through this, or what he didn't say. And after the first black man went through it, he didn't tell anybody else what happened to it.
Yeah.
And so, and of course, Harry had to know what was going on. He's there sweeping up, mopping up the blood and whatever else is going on, in the laboratory. So he knew that wasn't right. But and what did the doctor give Harry for doing? Getting some more guinea pigs up in
grave digger.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else?